In the dimming light of a cloudy afternoon, Mark found himself reluctantly accompanying his friend, John, to a desolate cemetery. John had made a promise to his mother to drop off flowers at a family member's grave, and being the loyal friend he was, Mark had tagged along for support. The atmosphere was somber, a fitting reflection of the graveyard solemnity. As they approached the gravesite, Mark couldn't shake off the eerie sensation of being watched. His gaze wandered, and that's when he spotted her, an old lady dressed entirely in black, standing at a distance. Her eyes, deep and penetrating, seemed fixed upon him. The discomfort in Mark's heart intensified, urging him to retreat. Feeling unsettled, Mark excused himself, claiming he needed a moment alone. He walked briskly back to the car, leaving John to complete his errand. As he settled into the driver's seat, he glanced back at the cemetery, half expecting the old lady to have disappeared. Yet, to his dismay, she stood there, still gazing in his direction. Shaking off the encounter as a mere coincidence, Mark focused on driving away from the cemetery and returning to the safety of his home. Exhausted, he drifted into a restless sleep, unaware of the chilling dream that awaited him. In his dream, Mark found himself lying in bed, vulnerable to the ethereal presence that materialized at the foot of his bed, a specter bearing an uncanny resemblance to the old lady from the cemetery. Her voice echoed with a haunting wisdom as she warned him of an imminent danger, a looming threat to his life. Startled awake, Mark's heart raced as he realized he could still hear the sound of car doors slamming shut outside his window. Whispers carried on the wind, disturbingly close. Fear tightened its grip around his soul as he heard something or someone pounding on his front door, desperate to gain entry. A cold sweat covered his brow as he questioned his sanity. Was it all just a figment of his imagination? Was he simply caught in a nightmare, entangled in the web of his fears? He dared not move, his body frozen with trepidation. Every creak and groan of the house intensified his anxiety, feeding his imagination with whispered horrors. Just as his terror reached its peak, Mark woke up once more. This time, reality greeted him with empty silence. No ghosts, no lurking figures, only the solitude of his room. He let out a sigh of relief, realizing he had been trapped in a maze of his own subconscious fears. Yet, a lingering unease remained. As he lay in bed, his mind wrestled with the possibility that the old lady's warning had been more than a dream, that the encroaching darkness had briefly revealed itself to him. With a newfound vigilance, Mark vowed to protect himself, never dismissing the whispers of the unknown, for he had tasted the chilling touch of a world beyond our understanding. In the depths of night, as Mark stared into the shadows, he couldn't help but wonder if he truly was alone. And as the veil between reality and the supernatural thinned, he prepared himself for the possibility that the old lady in black may have left a lingering presence, forever haunting the periphery of his existence. OMG guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope to put out tons more of these types of videos very soon. If you like it, please do me a huge favor and leave a like. And if you absolutely loved it, subscribe. Subscribe even if you didn't love it. Haha, just kidding, but not.